that down a little bit. Is that too high? Is that too low? Anyway, whatever. Who cares? We're here. We're doing a quick one. I do... Oh, fuck me. You know what? The problem with me is, right, is I am stupid. Howie. That's my Geordie accent, by the way. Anyway, right. Here we are. There we are. There we go. So, yeah, we're back in here. And actually, we're in... we are in on my decent workstation instead of a MacBook Pro today to continue this. I might give up on the idea of doing this redshift. I don't know. I know I've done a couple of things in redshift. I've delivered like 2 projects in it, I think. I do prefer Octane. I really do. So like, this is a bunch of... Well, I did have a bunch of Octane materials. And actually, let's just continue my download. In the, you know, I might just tank my entire thing, you know, whatever. But we'll just reinstall Octane anyway whilst this is happening, and hopefully it downloads and it doesn't destroy my stream. Although that's upstream, not downstream. But here we are. I actually spoke to someone, and it was quite useful about my predicament with this scene. That's not correct. I'm going to refine this model later. I'm going to do a cap for it, but this is kind of like everything it needs to be right now. So I just wanted to, like, the main meat and potatoes of this is actually materials. And I have a little setup here, which is quite fun. I'm not sure if I did this off stream. I found out that there was a it's a continuation of my last stream, if you aren't aware. But if I come into, let's go with this. This is my, it's just called like main body. Yeah, I discovered a thing where you can get a, so I was having trouble extruding out these little lips here. So we've got a thread, very awfully done thread around there. I might look up a better way of doing that because you can see they're not really quite consistent, but whatever, good enough for now. And yeah, on my main body, I discovered, I was like, I've got to do this with nodes because I just have to, right? Just because I just have to at this point. So I found out if you use a nodes modifier, given how, you know, the transactions between the main scene and this kind of go. If you add your geometry as geometry in here, you can do this. So if I create a couple of polygon selections, of course, in step 1 and step 2, right, and attach fields to them, I can then come in here and use those polygon tag names as selection strings for these things in the node guy. So if I move these, if you see that, if I move these fields up and down, which is weirdly quite slow, yeah, it'll do the do. Interesting way of doing it. I've subsequently found out the correct way. I mean, I think that's extremely cool. I'm underselling that. I think that's awesome. So you can have, like, let's just do a new scene quickly, and I'll show you the cooler version of this. So if I grab myself a plane, right, and then if I come into here, and then I go and do the same thing again. So I grab that and I do width, and of course 100 by 100, and this machine should be able to do it. And if I go to here and do a nodes modifier, like so, and then I just wham that under there, open this up, right? And then if I come in and do a extrude, thank you, pipe that in, press Q, hook that up, right? So I've got an extrude happening everywhere now. I'll do the same thing again underneath here. What I'll do, right click and I'll do polygon, polygon selection tag, right? Then I'm going to add let's add a radial field. Let's just do a spherical field like so, right? And then inside my extrude, delete this string out, grab this, I'm going to call this one Pete, right? Come into here, drag this into here, I'll add that as a selection string. So now my spherical field should, just do this, should be, and it's fucking not, should be powering my extrude. Give me a second. Selection string Pete. This is called Pete. That should be working. Oh my god. Okay. Well, change this back to default. Default. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, right. Let's quickly just like make that editable. And then we'll just do this. View, lines. Yeah, that should be working. That should be working. Oh my god. Oh man. Okay, wait. Hang on. We're being dumb here. Spherical field. Let's just get rid of that spherical field. Let's do a linear field on here. Let's do a linear field, because why not? Linear field. Excellent. Wonderful. And then that is still called Pete, so that should still be... Why? You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm so done. I'm so done. Well, that's me being dumb. Anyway, right, we're just wasting time because I don't have long. I've got to wrap up pretty quick today. So let's see if my Octane download has completed. It has. So I'm not sure if I just do this in. I love Octane, but you get thingy with thingy. You get redshift with C4D, and the integration is better. And there's bits of it I really like. I like the speed of it; it's very fast. I mean, like Octane's no slouch, but you know what I mean. Like, Octane's not exactly slow. Okay, I think if I remember correctly, I go edit preference. Oh no, edit preferences. Then I do open preferences folder. Then I do plugins, and then I just drag in. I think I just do. I think I just do this. I think I just go Octane render Cinema 4D for whatever, and then I just drag. I just paste that into here, if memory serves, and I restart. I just restart Cinema 4D. Give it a second. Weird how slowly. Windows just has this way of crippling computers, right? I've got like a lovely fast Samsung fucking NVMe drive. I don't know, Cinema 4D. And it just, I don't know what's about the computer makes it just always run like shit. It's great. Love it. Is that even running? Cinema 4D 2026. There we go. Now it's running. Yeah. PCIe 4 or 5 NVMe, one of the fast Samsung overpriced ones. I bought it before the current fucking stupidity of pricing. But yeah. 120 gig of RAM. And Windows is like, what? No, you don't need any of that. I'm going to just fuck it all out the window because I'm Windows. Right, so. Boop. Okay. There we go. I didn't save any of those changes. That's good. So yeah, like let's do a little bit of development on this. So we're going to go into. I've got a redshift view here. I'm going to change into. Hang on, I'm going to do this. I'm going to like. Yeah, so change that to convert to tabs. I'm going to come under Octane live viewer window, dock that into there. So we've got both. Excellent. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into here and do that. And also under here, we're going to do, where is it? It's under options update. GUI. Give that a sec. This should be loading in. What is it? File. I can't remember how to open this. Being done. Octane dialog. No. Double click that. Why have I forgotten? There we go. And then what we're going to do is go to here. And then we're going to change that into tabs as well. Convert to tabs. Drag that down. Convert that into a tab as well. There we go. And why, in the name of all that's holy, is this not rendering? Very odd. Let's do this. Let's do a new file. Do that. Do that. Okay. So go out to here, reload that again. Bit of staunch. Just go into render settings, Octane. Yeah, that's correct. Y. Let's go into here quickly. Set to path tracing. Let's just do direct lighting just for shits and gigs. Give that a reload. Give that whole a restart. Why? Why is that the way that is? Oh my gosh. Octane. Come on. Quit playing silly buggers. Get rid of that. Okay, right. There's something wrong with my sky environment. Okay, fine. Fine. Right, yeah, so here we go. Right, so first things first. We'll put a HDRI back on here. We'll go into here. And then give that a quick open. But actually what we'll do, we'll go and I'm going to pause that. Let's go to a little bit of organization. Okay, and then that's going to go over there. There we go. And then this is going to go back into, so we go tabs, convert to tab, grab that, right up there. Cool, got our tabs back, and then now that gets to be full height. Look at that, wonderful. Right, so, yeah, so open up some more HDRIs, and then we'll just do Shift C, Octane, HDRI. Thank you, excellent, and then we'll grab good old trusty this guy, drag him in there. And then now, give it a second, give this a reload, unpause it. Oh, are you going to crash? No, you're not. There we go. Wonderful. Right, so we're going to turn off our smooth. That's a very technical term for this shit here. What's that? Oh, I thought you were under. Oh, maybe not. Right, there we go. So yeah, we've got our. Just got to name these things better, haven't I? Okay. Yeah, so we can see inside here, right? We've got bad transparency. So first port of call is we're going to fix that. So we need to up our number of thingies. We probably don't need 5,000. Let's do 512 for now. And change this to path tracing. Oh, no, that's the right. So specular depth is set to 24. That looks pretty okay, actually. That's probably going to be all right. And then inside here, we've got a very rough material so far. Let's get rid of that. Unplug that. Right, yes. So what we want to do, we're going to make some really rather good plastic. And I'm going to do this outside of... yeah, so what we're going to do, we've got absorption, whatever. And then if we go into our absorption, density is 100. Yeah, and then that can be whatever it needs to be. Ah, that's what I've done. Okay, that's the bit that was boggling me, right? So yeah, this is the bit I forgot I need to figure out. So inside here, what I've done is I've set my transmission to a color, which is a no-go. So I've got absorption there, which is going to make it a bit yellow. Right, so what's my, red, sense of 1. Right, back to being clear. Okay, so we're just going to delete all of this, actually. And then we're going to go over here. And then I think there's a thing where you can make it persistent. Edit. I can't remember. Anyway, so we're going to do absorption. There we go. Wham that into the transmission. No, hang on. I'm going to do... Oh, use your mind. Use your mind. Because I'm rusty. Transmission goes into there. Should do. Huh? Medium. Oh, sorry. Medium. You fool. There we go. So, absorption medium. That's got a density. That's going to darken it a little bit. That's great. That's what we want. And then what we'd do is absorption. We'd set that to a color. You could, I think, really you set it to like an RGB spectrum, spectrum, Gaussian spectrum. Yeah, and you do that, and then I think can't exactly remember how to use this. It's pretty annoying to use from memory serves. There you go, red, and then you would, yeah, power. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you can, if you change the wavelength, you then get your color spectrum of all the things, right? So this is like actually how C4D sees, sorry, Octane sees color, because it's a specular renderer. So then we can replicate a lot of these colors, you know, and we can absorb these boys. Let's just turn that power up. But yeah, the thing we get is versus the plastic we want to mimic, and I need to understand. Let's do milk makeup. The thing I could do with understanding is with this. This is my main reference image. You can see here, right? So we get some consistent behavior here, right? We look at the lid and we can see how transparent that is. Yeah. So that's pressed up against some white, you know, like a white cycle or something like that, right? Wherever how it's been photographed. But the barrel, you can see first there's a discrepancy, right, between the base and the actual barrel part, which you know is actually kind of correct here for the most part. This is still kind of incorrect. But yeah, this is more coloured, you know, more pigmented, right, than mine is. And I think technically this is correct. This is physically plausible, I think. But so the question is, have I got something wrong here, or do they? Which is my actual thought. Do they? Oh, actually, no. Let's see. If you look through this section here. Hang on, let's just go with, let's go to YouTube, and then we'll just do milk makeup. The rise and fall of milk makeup. I'm going to do this on this screen quickly, and then... Yeah, because most of these aren't this clear plastic, but it's the clear plastic that makes it interesting, right? 7 years.
There, milk makeup has been...
Oh, she's got the only one that's actually bloody clear, isn't she? Oh, so it's one of these. I think it's this. But they're all clear. Where's the colourful, transparent boys? Milk makeup. What's this? I don't know what you say. Visit page. Does this tell you what specific makeup is pictured here? If they do, that'd be useful. Yeah, look at all that. So that's the, there we go. Yeah, we can find out. Cool. And then get to the boys, the ones with the colours on, the see-throughs. There you go. So there's more of that one. Actually, so you can see, that's a better image. You can see through this, you do have not quite as, this is much more strongly pigmented. So if we change this away from a Gaussian spectrum to, I think it's still probably passable. If you do an RGB colour, right? And then put that into the absorption. And then we give this like a, let's give it a red, right? Primary red. There we go. So yeah, we get a little closer to this. The darkening is incorrect. I need to figure that one out actually. But yeah, so we've got, in fact, I could probably blag it by lowering the bounces. So yeah, and then, oh, it doesn't actually mention it, but that's good enough, I think. Yeah, that guy there. So yeah, so we've got our screw thread. We need to fix the base of this, but I don't want it to be a one-to-one anyway. I'm gonna make it slightly different because, you know, it's not the same. I'm not actually making it for milk. I'm making it milk inspired. And apparently, as a brand, it's already fallen, which is fun. But anyway, the bottles look cool. So yeah, we can observe here though, right? So I'll go back down again. That inner segment where it's been woven, so you can see that there's still definitely not as much darkening going on. So let's just quickly take this out of such strong light. In fact, let's just quickly swap our HDR out for like a little quieter. I personally always, I don't know why I always use this HDR, I just do. Do you ever get that? You have like ones that you just sort of gravitate towards and you're not really even necessarily sure why. That's how I feel about this particular room thing. Right. That's more producty for a start. But yeah, even so. So what I'm going to do is, first thing, I'm going to take this back down to 16. Yeah, we've got darkening. That's the wrong kind of darkening as well. So yeah, let's put it back up to 24 actually. 24. Unless the dielectrics is on. Filter size shouldn't make a difference. Ray epsilon shouldn't make a difference. I don't want to add something to the transmission, really, because that feels like cheating. Well, it is cheating. Like, so transmit, because I don't think it is such a thing as transmission color. I don't think it exists. I think it's just a figment of your imagination. So if we put this into here, transmission, it's going to become very saturated, like cartoonishly so, right? So we'd just do a blend. Oh no, just mix. There we go. Foreground, and then transmission. Thank you. And then yeah. What? Whatever. Oh, so rusty. We go with what am I going? It's not composite. It is. It's not a mixed material. It is. It is a mixed material. It is a mixed material. Sure, I'm sure it's a mixed material. Yeah. No, it's a mixed something. It's a mix. What is it? I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Mixed texture. That's what I literally just had, I think. Anyway, texture 1 into transmission. Oop. And texture 2 is going to be color, and that's going to be white. Okay, and then if we just do like that, that'll get more red. That should get less red. There we go. There you go. That's probably, I don't know. That feels like cheating to me. Yeah, that feels like cheating to me, to be honest. But I mean, it looks good. So the next thing would be that darkening. How's that? So what's our IOR here? In fact, let's find. I'm gonna say I think it's made out of polycarbonate. So polycarbonate IOR. Polycarbonate is 1.584. So index doesn't matter that much. 1.584. Yeah, let's turn on caustics. Why not? I won't do anything. Yeah, so we want that darkening here as well, don't we? You know? So let's go back to our room. Interior. Nothing that's nice about using thingy-majig. Right, yeah, so we're going to get our darkening down here. So why would that be? So we've got an absorption. We're going to turn that up. Look to a silly number. Make that 500. Right, there we go. That's a bit more like it. Let's just take that transmission out. And if we make this less red, so get rid of that blue entirely. Can I change it? I thought I could change this to HSV. Yeah, HSV, there we go. And then turn that down to a pink. Right, there we go. Lovely. And then let's put that back into the transmission. Okay, I think we could probably go even higher. Let's do 1000. 1000. Take away that layer there. Need my fan. That's looking more plausibly like plastic. So yeah. Oh, back into medium. So yeah, we're getting closer. I wonder what's going on inside here, because this weird triple. See this? It's just a weird visual thing. Let's just turn on my smooth. Which is my my goo. Yeah, so actually, do you know what? That's probably too low. So let's do 32, 48. 64. Right, there we go. Is that a ray epsilon thing? That little effect there is not correct. That's not right. That whole thing is not correct. So what's going on there then? I'm no good at ray epsilon. I never know what to do with it. Yeah, something strange going on with this model, I think. See? Isn't that odd? Yeah, so we're getting close to what this plastic should be doing. Oh, wow. But the like being red, I don't know why. Yeah, that's yes, I couldn't make it all the way through there, could it? I put that back in the transmission. That's strange. What I'm going to do quickly, let's grab, because I'm the part of this where I was like, oh, I've got to teach yourself no things. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to make more of these makeup pieces, I think. But for my own sanity, I'm going to come out of. Oh, actually, let's just save this. Save as. Let's just go and save layout as. I'm going to call this one rendering. Excellent, right? Oh, the lowercase r, like a dickhead, whatever. Yeah. So we'll come back into standard. And then what we'll do, we're just going to quickly do the oldest trick in the book. All of this. Let's just do top and bottom separately. So let's get rid of top and bottom. Okay, so this section here, let's get rid of this thread. But actually, yeah, those threads belong on the bottom anyway. Okay, so this section, this whole guy here, we've got threads at the top. Get this out of the sub D quickly. So we've got this tube, right? We're gonna do a little volume builder remesh boy. Actually, what we'll do first is undo all of that quickly. I'm going to save this first. And then we don't need this branch one anymore. I forgot to ask someone about that as well earlier, annoyingly. Get all of these. There's our smooth. And then we're going to put all of these, we're going to duplicate them out. And create a new layer. So I'm going to go righty click, Add to new layer. There we go, layers, and then of course one SRC. I'm going to move them from there, right? The power of C4D's object layer system is, I love it. Right, so bottom is like that. Let's just quickly see this. I don't know why this has gone weird. Let's go back into rendering, and then I think what's happened is active material. Hello, bottom. Get active material. There we go. Get active material. Is this just being buggy? I feel like, so this thing that happens with Octane. It has these little moments where actually clear plastic. Okay, weird. Yeah, where it doesn't. I don't know, it has its moments. Right, so we've got this clear plastic. Let's just quickly. I'm going to put us back into the transmission. Actually, we're going to up this down this saturation, because then that'll make it easier to see in here, and come back to standard. And then yeah, what we're going to do is we've got our copy of this. So what we're going to do is actually bake this down. So bottom, that's in the sub D. We'll leave that for now anyway. These threads, bake that down. This sub D, grab that out, bake that down, and then we've got the threads up here. Bake those, and we're going to leave that for now. Get rid of that sub D, get rid of that sub D, right? And then we can also bake that. And then inside here, we're going to bake all of this. Can bake that for, oh, well, never mind then. It doesn't matter. So what we'll do, we'll grab these ones up to here. So let's just turn this off. What object is this? That's oh, hold on. There you go. Right, there we go. Threads. These threads should have been whatever. We don't need that right now. Let's just turn that off as well. Turn off. So we just want, yeah, we just want these guys, and we don't want anything inside the smooth group. Cool. So we've got these. So let's quickly grab that. So what's still visible is the thread here at the top. No, this thread and this thread. Should have named these better. Whatever. And then drag that to the top. And what we'll do, we're going to wham this into a volume builder. Give it a second. There we go. Look at that. Wow. 0.2. Okay, 0.1. Okay, 0.05. Getting closer. 0.01. Wonderful. Okay, and then what we'll do, we'll go to here, SDF smooth on top of that. Look at that. And then, see, really, should have left that editable a little bit longer. Should I? Whatever. Either way, we've got this looking pretty plausible for now. I think there's a little bit of we'll see. So yeah, we've got a little bit of, see, the sort of like wobbling, because like the way when you do this, you sort of up the amount of subdivisions to get them quite high, because it means this works a bit smoother. In fact, actually, when you make these, so if I made it like 1.5, it might actually ease off a little bit. It hasn't. It's not the end of the world. We'll just play it by ear. And yeah, so then we go into volume mesher like that. Whoop, pow, and we'll see how that comes out. And then what we'll do is we'll come into here and we'll do a remesh, and we'll ram that into a remesh, and we'll see what the end result looks like. Give it a second. This will be pretty slow because we are remeshing way too much geometry. In fact, actually, what we're going to do is come out of volume mesher quickly. I'm going to delete that remesh because, yeah, and then we'll just do volume builder. That's fine. Volume mesher, adaptive. We will just do adaptiveness 30%. Not too much, 10%. Fuck it, 0. And then what we'll do, we'll bake that down. Why not? And like what we'll end up with is, look how dense this mesh is. It's crazy. But that's okay, because then when we put into our remesh, which we'll do again, remesh, and before we do our remesh, actually, so it speeds up. We'll do mesh density 20%, and then it's evaluating less, so it should go a lot faster. It'll still be kind of slow. But then, yeah, I've got a very dense mesh here. I'm just seeing how this sort of shakes out with fresh geometry. There's any number of ways I could have done this. Oh, actually, I could just do this. Let's just forget that. Let's forget that for a second. I've gone way too dense on that. Let's just do this all again. Boop, boop. Did I duplicate everything? Aha, apart from smooth. What we'll do, quickly do this. Revert to saved. Yep. Okay, let's just quickly, before we do this, we'll just name this all properly. Grab that bottom. Branch, we just don't need that anymore. Bottom is cap. And then we've got the threads for it. So those threads could also go into bottom, right? Actually, yeah, do you want those subdivided? Whatever, that's probably fine. And then we just do subdivision surface. This is the body. And then threads. Let's leave those. Let's put these inside the sub D as well. Why not? There we go. Body, bottom, smooth. And what we're going to do is going to duplicate all of this. So smooth one, smooth body, bottom, and then we're going to add all of these to a new layer. Add to new layer, and we'll call this one source. And then do that, and we'll do all of these. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. Look at that. Wonderful. Huh? I thought I just... Yeah. What? Source, and then just turn those off. There we go. What's going on there? Right, anyway. So we've got smooth, body, bottom, right? Bottom one, body one, smooth. So what we will do is we'll turn off the bottom for now. Turn off the smooth for now. Those should be invisible. That's odd, because anyway. What? This should not be visible. Am I going crazy? Whatever. Weird. Very weird. There's a bug here. What's going on? Okay. What? Am I going crazy? First things first. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this again. We're not going to save it. Get rid of branched. And again, where the scene's at right now, I could start over from scratch. It wouldn't really make much difference to us. So get rid of the bottom. Just going to delete that for now. Get rid of that bottom set of threads. Just unassign these materials as well, because it makes it easier to see what we're doing. And we're going to turn off smooth. There we go. Excellent. Right, so we've got these two here. Pull that out of the subdiv. And then, so we've got tube and threads. We're going to make those threads editable. Come into here. Go into here and do a connect. So we connect these two. Not sure if that's actually really even necessary, but whatever. Tube, threads, connect. And then what we're going to do is do a remesh of that. Boop, boop. And we'll see how that goes. That's not dickhead. Let's see how this goes. Looking shitty. Right, so we'll do this. Remesh attributes. It's fine. So threads. Okay. And do the remesh again. That looks much better. And then we're just down to like 50%. We actually want to introduce, like, the reason why I want to do and part of the reason why I quite like doing the volume builder thing as well is because it introduces basically flaws, right? It introduces issues. Let's just bake that. It introduces issues into the mesh in a way that I really like. So it means, and also the remesh isn't perfect as well. Excellent. Kinder Bueno. Connect tube. Ah. Okay. So okay, get rid of those. And get rid of that as well. Cool. And get rid of that. We don't need that. Oh, shit. Remesh. No. Right. Oh. What are we seeing here then? What are you? Fine. You're all remesh. Separate parts, huh? Not them. Ah, is that why? Okay. So in this, what we'll do is we will yeah, these should have been joined together. Very, very odd. Oh, that explains our weirdness before. Okay, so okie dokie, that tells us everything we need to know. So let's revert this again. I'm doing this the slowest, stupidest way ever. Right, so what we'll do is we'll go with this one here, this tube. Just bake that, bring that to the top, take off its material. There we go, wonderful. Right, get rid of that. Get rid of that for now, and then also get rid of this. Boop. Okay, and then now go to here, and we can see. Yeah, there we go. So we've got these three here. Get rid of all that. That's okay. Ah, right. Okay. Well, that explains our weirdness. So yeah, we've got a situation. We got a situation. Yeah, it's creating multiple pieces of geometry, which is why it's behaving so weirdly. So when we remesh this, let's do that one more time. It shows that weirdness inside. Yeah, see. So let's just bake that down. There we go, and get rid of our tuber. Get rid of all that now. We don't need that anymore. Boop. And then go back in here. We'll see once again. Yeah, there we go. So we've got. What's the right way to join these in C4D? I don't really model in C4D much, but yeah, we can see inside here. We don't need any of that. Ooh, hang on. What the fuck is that? Get rid of that. Jesus, get rid of that. Is that a back face? How do we visualize that again? Options, back face culling. There we go. Okie dokie. Grab that loop. Go back to select tool. Oh, I hate modeling a C4D. And then just do rectangle. Just do, was it UL? Fuck it. UL. Okay, and then MB, is that a bridge? It is. And then you got to do that to draw. Hang on. That. Hang on. How do you fucking bridge in this again? I'm so bad at C4D modeling. Okay. Oh, hold up. What's that? Oh, that's a little bit of inconsistency right there. Excellent. Right, let's do that. Do that. Bridge. There we go. Okay. And then on its arse, that's okay. And then what we're going to do is this is like that, right? So we don't even need to do that bridge. So we're just going to grab. How do you select? So UL, delete that, right? So is there like a weld? I mean, we can just do this and then do this and then do MB and then do no. There'll be something wrong with that, won't there? That's that guy there. Get rid of him. Maybe another one of these around here somewhere. Maybe that guy there. Okay. And grab that. Oh. Annoying. So, but either way, that's our weirdness. So what we're going to do... yeah, that's created some weird geometry stuff. So I'm going to go and revert. All of this for something you could model traditionally in like 5 minutes. Oh well. Actually, I could probably... No, let's not do that. I'm going to have to bake it anyway to fix it this way. I mean, actually, no, I don't need to bake it to fix it this way. Just being dramatic. Yeah, so this has basically turned it into like two bits. So these are two distinct bits of geometry in here, right? So that's node modifier. Can't see it doing it. It's annoying. Yeah, it looks like one piece of geometry, but it's not. So we're going to get rid of the node modifier, like that. And now, it's miraculously, it's not the same size anymore. And yeah, we're just going to put these in the old-fashioned way. So go back to the node workspace. So I got this demonstrated to me. Get rid of those two. Get rid of all that. Forget it. I don't know what I'm doing here. So we're going to do a Shift-C nodes mesh. Okay. I'll leave that there for now. I'm going to go here and just do tube. Okay. Oh, tube. Excellent. Okay, wham that in there. Cool. And then we're going to do outer radius is 2.5 centimeters, I think. Yep, there or thereabouts. And then we'll just do rotation segments. We'll make this 48 for now. What am I doing? I am learning the node system inside Cinema 4D, but I'm making a very simple model as well because it's kind of difficult. The model's easy, but the it's 2.2 here. Yeah, the actual node system's a little bit of a pain in the ass to use. So we're going to make this thicker. So let's make this like 2 centimeters thick inside, make it quite thick, because then we're going to do the standard thing. I'm going to do a so we're going to make the view shading so we can see that inside there. We're going to do select facing. Okay, boop. And then we're going to do Y plus, and then we're going to go here and do inset. There you go, put that there. Use islands, and then yeah, we will have this. Bring this in a little bit more like that. Ooh. Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? And then I think we do select ring selection, wham that in there. Come to here, options. That's point indexes. I think select that, and then we want 107. What is it? 107 to 245, I think. So 107 to 245, and then we will do a extrude. Like that. There we go. Oh, that fucking worked, didn't it? Oh no, that didn't work. What? Oh, okay. Literally, I saw this working before. Yeah, that isn't polygons. So, yeah, 103. Oh, 10. Hang on. 103 to 243. 243. And that should select that now. Hasn't. Ah. Okay, so if you just do, let's do loop selection, and then we'll do the same thing. So that'll be Q 71 to 227, 71 to 227. No, that still does the same thing it did previously. Huh. Well, that's confusing. Do we do the... Okay, we'll just do like this. We'll do 320 to 225, 320, 225. No, it's so fucking counterintuitive. So hang on, if I did... Oh, God damn it. yeah, so we can hang on. So we can make this go back out. So 320 is 225. Okay, where is 225? 225 is around here somewhere. 225 is over this way. That's not. It's over here. 225 is 223, 225, 224. So why 227? 321? No. Oh. Tell you what, this is so annoying to work with. And the worst bit is all of this is completely unnecessary. I didn't need to do any of this. But, you know, what's the fun in that? You don't get to learn anything, right? So loop selection, we'll try this again. So it should be set. So it should be, right? These two here. If we do a ring selection, I've just literally talked to someone about this earlier and I'm pretty sure I heard it down then. So I make them 79, 231, right? 79 and then 231. And then I pipe that into my extrude and then that goes like that. That's done it. Ah, there we go. Cool. All right. Just making a selection. It's so painful. It's so painful. Right. That's two. That's what I want that to be. Cool. Right. So now I'll make another ring selection and I'm going to do the outer part of this. I'm going to do another one of those, but this is going to be smaller. 2. No, 1. No, 21. 1. 0% offset variation. And then ring selection, I'm going to go back to here and we'll do 217, 216, 217, 216. Okay. And then we'll do another extrude and then that should be similar but lower. There we go. Excellent. That's too high. And then what I actually wanted was I did want more subdivisions. So I'm actually going to do... No. Let's do it again. Okay. So 7 to... We want to do like... Going back to my reference image. Let's go back to my reference quickly. We've got, which is this makeup thing here. So it's actually, where is it? Where is a big one? Okay, that guy. So yeah, we've got 2/3 of it in. So we'll go to about probably there, these 3 loops. So 7 to 195. See if this works. 7 to 195. I hate this selection method. It's so crazy, but that has worked. No, it hasn't. Oh man, what are you doing? What are you fucking doing? Okay, right. So this one, 7 to 289. Let's try that. 7 to 289. Successfully. So if I just do, let's try this, a grow selection, is that going to work? It has no idea how to grow that selection. That's not very useful. Okay, so 7 to 289. So this is, yeah. So if I did 7 to 195, that moves that in 1. That's okay. I can't do more than 1 loop at a time. It's crazy. That's really annoying. And you can't by default save these selections. Or, no, I can do this. I can do this. I can do inset. And then I can do save selection. Save. Store. Store selection. Store selection. and then go like this. Okay. And this is like inner lip, just inner hyphen lip. Cool. And then we've got this, which you can see the selection, but I can't. It's useless. So that is, I've got selected. I've got 7 to 289. So where is that? 7 is there. 7 to 289. So I've got that loop there. And then this one will be 289 to 195. So we'll do 289 to 195. Okay. If I do both of these like that as a save selection, I don't need to then have this. This doesn't even need to be a child of this, but let's do it anyway. Q. Right, and then we just do selection. And of course, one inner lip. Single quotes, is it? Or double quotes? I can't remember if single quotes or double quotes, either way. Extrude. Oh. Inner lip. Didn't work. Oh my god. Right. Does double quotes work? Does not. Oh, it does. So it didn't add the other ring. So I only did one ring. Okay. It feels like a little bit like, why am I putting myself through this? To be honest, let's get rid of the store selection, get rid of that ring selection, and then just do this and then this. And just cause defaults or active, right? Which will then do that. If I then turn this down to subdivision down to 0 again, still the wrong thing selected. Let's go back to here. 67225, 67225. It won't select 2 rings. I don't know why. So I can get that in a ring. So then I could do the ring selection again. And then, yeah, I could do 287, 286. So 28, was it 287, 286. And do another extrude, do that. Does that work? That has worked. And then this is going to be like 0.6. That it'll only select one ring at a time. That's really fucking lame. Right, anyway. So so comparing that to my reference, it feels like this is a bit too tall. Let's turn these threads back on. Where's my other threads? Did I delete those threads? I think I did. Where are those threads? Those threads are, okay, those threads are there. Oh, yeah, this is too tall. This whole thing's too tall. Right, so the height should be, I think, like 6, I think I said it to you before. And let's just bring that down a little bit. Oh. Let's go to, yeah, the node mesh. Bring that down to about there. Okay. And then I think this is too tall, so we're going to go into this first extrude, and it's going to be 1.6, like that. And then my second one is going to be like 0.3. And then I'm going to bring my threads up, these threads up a little bit like that. But actually this height is still probably off. Let's just do this again. Extrude. Let's make this like 1.4. Yeah, something like that. And then that's now a little bit too wide. But we're going to quickly, where's my threads here? We're going to just do this helix, and then we'll just like start radius is 2.2. In fact, let's just drive that. Expression set driver. Yeah. Yeah. And then radius 2.2. Oh, 2.2. And then set driver. So I do this. That should. Oh, it's not working. Fuck it. Who cares? Good enough. Right. 2.2 is correct. Yep, that's good enough for now. End radius 2.2. Yep, I should probably fix this, but let's not do that yet. Right. So now we come full circle back to the fun bit. So here we go. We've got this. So bring that up to the top. And then if we just do ourselves a new null, and then we'll just go like that and go, boop. And then we've got, of course, one like body. And we're back to where we were. Cool. Right. So that was painful. And to remember, this is a tube with 2 steps in it. This is like 5 minutes worth of modeling. You gotta love it though, right? Anyway, that'll do for now. So what we'll do is underneath here, we'll just wham. Actually, let's do both of these. Let's do that, and then we'll bring the threads in there as well. Subdivision. No, okay, right. Hang on. So turn that subdiv off quickly. We'll turn the bottom off quickly, just so we don't see that. Okay, and then we'll just want to get a loop down here, don't we? So we'll go the opposite. We'll do. But actually, select facing. We'll do add opposite. No, we won't. We'll just do select facing. Okay, y minus. Okay, and then we'll just do another inset. There we go. And then we'll do that. And also what we'll do, we'll add some height segments to here. Just like 32. And then that should constrain in our subdiv quite a bit. What? Okay, well that's obviously changed those indices. Of course it has. And then we'll just do options, and then we'll do point indexes. Fucking hell! And then we'll just. This is going to be now. Let's mess both those up. Okay, so we'll go back to this inset here before that existed, and we'll just turn off this thread for a second. Get rid of that. Yeah, so we've got now, select that, we've got 826. Okay, ring selection is going to be 826 3193 3193. Okay, and then that extrude is going to be like that. There we go. That one's fixed. I think. I think it is. Yeah, and then the next one, ring selection is going to be 3197, 3196. So 3197, 3196. And then that one should then be fixed. There we go. And then, there we go. And then turn off point indices. Cool. Right, there we go. Lovely. And then now turn our subdiv back on at huh? Why are you like this? What why? Okay, extrude. Okay, not quite right. Get rid of that again. Oh, and it goes on. Right, so what we'll do here quickly is we're going to do another select facing. And this one's going to be Y plus. Do that. Get rid of that. This one, Y plus. And we're going to do another inset. Like so. Actually, on that extrude, we're going to add some steps, because why not? And the first extrude will also add some steps there as well. Oh, where is that? Cool. And then back here. And there we go, look at that. Much better. Much better. Okay. So I only had to rebuild that twice. Also, another method I saw earlier was just doing this by joining lines together at right angles until it became, you know, a thing. But yeah, that's good for now. Right, so we go full circle. Back to where we started. And then this subdivision surface goes like that. And then, yeah, that's so much better. And then we go into the bottom. Hey, and suddenly we have uniformity. And let's grab the active material. And there's nothing in our transmission. Thank fuck for that. That was just an issue with that geometry. Excellent, excellent news. Okay, so what we'll do is we want this density high, but we want this saturation low. So there's nothing in our transmission anymore. Hang on, let's just double check transmission. Nothing. That's just 1. And then, yeah, absorption, density 1000. And then we've got this cool shit. Oh, clear plastic goes on this thread as well. Look at that. So that's fun. Put it back onto red, and then turn the value down. There we go. There we go. That's looking cool. Right. Lovely. That's all gravy. So let's just do a quick bit of tidying up. It's a bit of housekeeping. So body is a thing, smooth is a thing, threads belong inside bottom. So what we'll do is we'll just do bottom cap. And I don't, having done this bit, I'm going to do more, I think. Scroll bottom. Having done more of this, I need to add more details to this as well. But I would personally not be, let's get rid of branch. That's not useful anymore. I would personally not necessarily choose to do this again this way, unless, like I was saying to someone earlier, like the good use case for this would be if I had ideated just doing this the normal way, and I needed this to be like really strongly parametric. So if I was going to hand this over to a client or something like that, and they could change some of the parameters on this themselves, that would be a very good use of that. But that notwithstanding, it's not a great, what's going on here? It's not a amazing use of resource, I don't think. So that's not interfere. There's no interference there. So there's something else weird going on with this model. See that? I don't know, man. Is that visible from distance? Kind of is. But then if I put the cuff in, the collar that it has on the other one, then that'd be good. Also, I can bring my smooth down. I can make my smooth taller. So yeah, that's fun. So what's next for this? I think we've got lots more details to add. So we go back to our reference, right? So these are actually attached. You can see over here, there's a little inner ring here, and this sort of clips into it. So these two bits stay together. Makes sense. And there's like, see there's some little mold markings inside here. I wouldn't mind getting those represented. And we've got this darkening around here, which we don't quite have. We sort of do. Let's just go back to a less, a more studio-y, darker thing. That's a studio. And just a HDR studio, whatever. This one, that's cool. I think, yeah, like maybe we do, I mean, that's yeah, that's kind of doing the thing, actually, to be honest. We'd want a little bit of roughness. So probably, yeah, a little tiny bit. So 0.1 roughness. It's a bit high, I think, but it'd be something. There'd be some roughness to this material. Actually, you do 0.05, a tiniest little smidge. And then we'll just get a scratches material, which I love this thing. Scratches, and then we'll pipe this into the roughness. Look at that. Yeah, so we'll just do Where's my scale? I always forget the scale on this. Type scratches. Transform. Oh, what is it? Transform. There we go. Okay, yeah, and then that's probably too small. Let's just do one of them so you can see it. That's extremely small. Okay, 0.2, 0. Whatever. And then you can do like bilinear on this, just so they're not quite as uniform. So if I just do trilinear, sorry, not bilinear, trilin. How do you do it again? I can't remember. I haven't done any 3D actually in ages, which is incredibly annoying. But anyway, so what we'll do is scratch color. We'll make that like a little bit darker, so they're not very noticeable because you don't need much. About there, right? And also we'll just add some noise. Yeah, and then we'll just do that and do that. Oh, and do that. And then, thank you. No, we'll do that. Thank you. And then we'll just do that into the roughness. There we go. And on our noise, this is going to be probably like that. Oxo noise, I think, is probably a good one. And then this would be 20. Make it a bit smaller. Yeah, so I think additional steps of this would be, I've started to get a little bit somewhere on here. It's not particularly crazy material because the real work in this is actually this, right? It's doing this bit. This is significantly harder to get this right, I think. I probably need to buy some makeup, I guess, to play with. But yeah, that's a start. So that's this stuff here, which doesn't really got anything on it yet. It's just like a very bare basic thing. The real one's actually got a much more defined edge on it, but whatever. And this needs a cap. So yeah, I think that would be my next steps would be get these two lids attached. So model in the little lipping thing. Add some sort of like manufacturing stuff in here. Maybe like a detent in the bottom underneath here. A little rim here. You know, there's got a little bit of a rim already, but like some more of those things, just so it gives it more an interesting reflection inside here. So it looks like there's more going on inside it. I might even put a metal spring in here. These don't have it, but I think the little difference. So the way I think these are constructed is my inner has like a little inner lip, and I think this one's just thicker all the way through. So I'll do something to mimic some sort of plausible thing, and then the end, I might put a metal spring in mine just to see, you know, so it looks like it has a spring in it, just because it gives it more plausibility inside it. And then I'll move on to another one. I think the main bit is, yeah, let's get this transparent plastic looking good. But just give this a quick render. So my render settings are render settings. What we're going to do is we'll just double that quickly. So we'll just go lot ratio and just do 1920 by 1080. Excellent. And then we'll just do one of these. And then there's no, you know, we'll see how quickly. This should go pretty quick. We're not using denoising. The scene like this shouldn't need it. I don't think. Oh, 5,000. No, I don't need 5,000. I need like 1,000, I reckon. Yeah, let's do 1024. Let's do 1,000. Let's do a straight 1,000. I think that'd be good for a preview. Okay. And we're using a lot of We get a lot of bouncers for specular, but that's okay. Yeah, the thread looks ass on the outside, so we'd probably have to do something about that. And there's something weird going on inside here as well, which I'll need to address. But yeah, it should be pretty quick. There's weirdness here. I think that might be a load of geometry folding over itself or something. So yeah, model in where these two things attach down here. Improve this thread, improve that thread, add some manufacturing defects like little mold release marks, add some more procedural scratches and stuff like that. Do a lid, and then yeah, design some sort of decoupling on it. And then once that's done, the main bit is actually the makeup shader, the makeup material, the actual makeup inside, which is much harder. And then we'll work out some sort of scene to put it in. And yeah, it's mad because the amount of work to get to this, had I not tried to do it on scene nodes, would be to model this would have been like in the minutes, not hours, and I probably spent 6 hours figuring out the scene nodes to do this, but whatever, maybe more. Anyway,